Well, tell me about this digital ID, because it's gone through. It's there. The government will tell you it's entirely voluntary, so there's nothing to fear there. What's your take on it?
Remember last time Katie Gallagher talked about voluntary things with the mandates? Well, that wasn't so voluntary. So I don't think people really trust people like Katie Gallagher as far as they can throw her. But look, the practicality of digital ID is that it's going to take a while for them to bring in, and they couldn't even do contact tracing properly. So I don't really have high hopes for them actually being able to do this anytime soon. But of course, how will they keep our data safe? I mean, you had the Medibank data breach, you had the Optus data breach. There's been others as well that we don't even know about that isn't publicised. So I think people are really concerned about all their data being in one place, because anything online is hackable. That is the internet. So I don't think it's coming in anytime soon, but I think people are afraid of it, and I think they need to understand that they can say no at some point, I hope.
James.
What do you say to people who say, oh, well, you know, the government already has so much of my data, so much of my information? I mean, anybody who deals with different government agencies, you know, knows they all know what your income is. They all know your health status. They know all of these things already. What do you say to people, and how do you explain that this is actually a much bigger leap beyond already the data matching that the government's already able to do through things like, you know, the MyGov website and the ways that connects to different agencies?
Yeah, look, a convenience is what's going to sell this to people, of course. And I don't know, a lot of people have recently realised how sinister people in the government can be. So they signed up to these things, and I did myself as well over the last 15 years, thinking this is great. You know, I can tap my phone, I can do this, I can sign into my MyGov. I think it's only recently that people have realised that in the wrong hands, this sort of data being in one place is a real concern. So a lot of people aren't going to care. You're right. But I would say to them, do you trust the government with all of your data in one place? Do you trust them to keep it safe? And I haven't had nobody be able to say yes to that answer.
But Monica, you raised a really important point that you were kind of at odds with the Andrews government. They were following you around. They threw you into jail. I mean, it can't get any worse than that. But it could have been worse if they'd done what Justin Trudeau did in Canada to people doing no more than what you were doing, which is protesting against lockdowns and mandates, vaccine mandates and so on. They actually did stop them accessing their money, stop them being able to get any cash to even feed their kids or fill up their cars with petrol. That is what a left-wing government did like that, without even batting an eyelid to hundreds of people. So I think you were right to make the point that had the Andrews government been able to, it probably would have done similar to you, would be my contention. Would you agree with that?
Well, I am actually really grateful in a way that Justin Trudeau did that, because it showed the world that it's possible. And he didn't have to justify himself. And I remember a grandma got her bank account closed because she bought one T-shirt to support the truckies. Yeah. So, and then Nigel Farage had his account blocked in the UK. So now when you're starting to talk to people about these things happening, it's more realistic to them and they can understand. So it's actually a good thing that Justin did that. So thanks, mate. Thanks for that.